January 13th, 1982. A helicopter crew has rescued 3 survivors of the crash of Air Florida Flight 90. But 3 more are still in the icy Potomac River. One of the survivors, Priscilla Tirado, is groping on the ice, crying out for help. The chopper crew drops a life ring. But she appears to be going into shock, blinded by jet fuel. She struggles to grab hold of the buoy. Finally, Priscilla clings on, and the chopper slowly drags her towards shore. Her head is barely above the water, and moments later, her arm slips through the life ring. Civilian Lenny Skutnik is watching from the riverbank.
As soon as the arm comes out, I realize she's not going to make it. Something just hit me. It was another human being in very serious trouble. So I take my boots off and my coat, and I dive in after her.
Skutnik swims out to Priscilla just as her head is slipping beneath the surface.
And just as I get to her, her face is under the water. You know, it's like one of those horror movies where you see somebody in a bathtub. I just get her head above water and just start pushing and stroking. Get her close enough to the bank to a fireman who grabbed her.
Paramedics rush Priscilla Tirado to a waiting ambulance. The chopper crew returns for Nikki Felch. She can't grab the ring. Pilot Don Usher lowers the helicopter so far that the skid is actually under the water. Then Gene Windsor grabs Nikki. She struggles, but manages to throw a leg over his boot.
I pulled her up as far as I could get her. I held on to her and I told Don, let's go.
After dropping off Felch, the chopper crew turns its attention to the 6th person in the water, the unidentified man, who was tangled up in the wreckage and had passed the rescue line on to others.
Went to the same spot, expected to see the same face with the hands holding onto the fuselage. There was nothing there. So we hovered around, we looked everywhere. The fuselage had sunk a little bit and turned a little bit.
The last survivor is gone. Don Usher and Gene Windsor fly over the wreckage for about 20 minutes, but find nothing. By 5 p.m., with darkness falling, the park police call off the helicopter search. In the days after the crash of Flight 90, an autopsy reveals the identity of the man who could not be saved. He is a bank examiner from Atlanta, 46-year-old Arland Williams.